Before we start, let me give you my introduction. I am Gaurav and I'm working with SAP from last 8 years, basically into FI, CO, FSCM and different financial modules. And from last 3 to 4 months, when this SAP has launched a new product, SAP Simple Finance, fortunately I have got the chance to work on this product, and currently I'm working with one of the biggest customer, and we are there to implement SAP Simple Finance. So this demo is going to be of SAP Simple Finance, and let me tell you what will be the course contents, what we are going to cover in this course. So we'll start off with the overview of SAP HANA, because Simple Finance is totally built upon SAP HANA. So SAP HANA is a prerequisite of SAP Simple Finance. Then we will see the overview of S/4HANA. Now, what is S/4HANA? S/4HANA is nothing but the new business suite which is powered by SAP HANA platform. So,
hello.
There is a lot of disturbance in between.
Gaurav, can I just interrupt you? Hi, everybody. If you could just mute yourself, that will be great, so that we can only hear Gaurav speaking. There's a lot of background noise. Thank you.
Yeah, exactly. I think it is better now. So I was talking about S/4HANA. S/4HANA is a new business suite which is launched by SAP recently, and it is totally built upon SAP HANA platform. And it is having a lot of benefits as compared to the normal R3 business suite which was available earlier. Then we will see the scope and impact of Simple Finance. Now, when we talked about SAP HANA, so first of all, when SAP has decided to restructure all their products, they came up with the platform called as SAP HANA. Then they launched S/4HANA, which is a business suite, and then finally now they have launched SAP Simple Finance. And this is not the ending; they are still coming up with the new enhancements. They in the Simple Finance area also there are a lot of enhancements which are expected in another 2-3 quarters, and then they are also working on Simple Logistics. So why they are concentrating on Simple Finance? First, because most of the companies basically they need their reporting faster. So first of all, they always consider finance. If you know, the SAP has launched first module which was launched by SAP was finance. So that is the reason why they have considered SAP Simple Finance as their first module in S/4HANA, and then they are going to come up with SAP Logistics also. So there are some very big deployments, there are some very big functionalities which are expected by SAP in the near future, but this is the starting point, which is SAP Simple Finance. Then we'll understand the prerequisites. Now, if some company has decided that they want to implement SAP Simple Finance, so there are some prerequisites that they need to consider, otherwise they will not be able to implement SAP Simple Finance. We'll see the configuration also, configuration from the migration point of view and configuration from the functionalities point of view. When I'm saying configuration from the migration point of view means before you migrate, before you start using SAP Simple Finance, you need to migrate your old system into the new system. For example, if you are already using R3 system and you want to install SAP Simple Finance on your landscape, so there are some steps, there are some configurations which are required to migrate the system from your old R3 system to the new system. There are some migration steps also, and these migration steps are different for classical GL and new GL. So we are going to see both. Like if the customer is already using a classical GL functionality and they want to go for Simple Finance, what are the steps? Similarly, if they are already using new GL, they are already implemented new GL accounting, now they want to go for SAP Simple Finance, what are the steps? and as I told you, configuration of new functionalities. So SAP has come up with some of the new functionalities which are only available in Simple Finance, which are never available earlier in the earlier R3 systems. We are going to see that functionalities also. And this functionalities includes all the elements within the general ledger accounting, asset accounting, management accounting, and cash management. Hello. Okay. So the main focus here will be on the migration and the configuration, because whatever we talked about earlier, like the SAP overview of SAP HANA, S/4HANA, this will be only for the overview purpose, like what exactly is new. But the majority of the time will be taken by the migration steps and the configuration steps. Okay. So what are the new functionalities that we are going in our session today? We are going to understand which things are new in S/4HANA, which things are new in Simple Finance. So the agenda for our demo today will be, first of all, as I given this trainer introduction is already done, I'm going to present some PPT in which I'll show you how exactly Simple Finance looks like and some of the benefits, because this will be very short demo, so it will not cover entire thing, but it will give you the idea what this course is all about. Then I will give you some time after completion of my presentation. I will give you some time if you have any concerns regarding the course content, if you have any doubts, and finally So these are the demo topics. So we'll start off with why Simple Finance. So if you want to understand why Simple Finance, first of all, you need to understand what were the business problems that the companies were facing till date. Hello, Ravi.
Yeah, hi.
Yeah, can you put your mic on mute? Thank you. Thank you. So yeah, I was telling that if some company wants to implement Simple Finance, they must be facing some of the problems due to which they want to move to Simple Finance, and that is the basic reason why this new product has come into the market. So what are these challenges that these companies are facing? We'll have a look on that. Then again, after the challenges, we'll see what are the solutions or the functionalities, the new functionalities which are provided by Simple Finance. And then we'll have the look at some of the new functionalities like the universal journal entry, what exactly it is, because it is the core of Simple Finance. So entire S/4HANA, or not S/4HANA, Simple Finance is based on the universal journal entry, because this is a single source due to which entire accounting has been made up. Then the deployment options, like if the company wants to implement Simple Finance, what are the deployment options? Like I'll show you in the PPT. And then the adoption options for existing customers, how exactly they can adopt this new new technology. And finally, the central finance solution. This is again one of the deployment option which I'll explain in detail. So I'm going to concentrate today mainly on Simple Finance. I'm not going to explain you what is SAP HANA, what is S/4HANA, because this we are going to cover in our course content. But today, because our core topic is Simple Finance, I'm going to talk only about Simple Finance. So coming to the first slide, as I told you, first of all, we'll understand what are the common challenges which are faced by the companies in the world, and then the solutions. In the single slide, I have presented both. So starting from first point, it is slower reporting and slower closing due to complex data model. Now, complex data model means, I think most of you have already must be working on SAP Finance, and most of you must be knowing like how the data model is today in SAP. So it is a table structure in which the data is stored in the form of rows, and if you want to do any transaction. For example, let's take an example of the vendor invoice. If you are entering the vendor invoice, it will update it in many tables. Like it will update your BKPF, it will update your BSEG, it will update your BSIK table, it will update your totals table. So there are a lot of tables which are updated when you enter a single transaction. So what is happening here is you are storing same data or similar kind of data in multiple places. And to retrieve this data, when you are doing the reporting at the month end or at the year end, or maybe on the day-to-day basis when you want to generate a report. So to generate a report, you ask your technical person to take this data from different tables, and he has to write the complex logic for that. And this complex logic means more time. So when you run the report, it takes more time compared to if the data is stored in a single table. Similarly, closing. Closing means same thing, because you cannot do your closing till the time you are not done your reporting. So if you want to do the closing, you need to have some reports in place, and then only you can perform the closing. So that is a basic reason, because the data model is not supportive, because it stores data in multiple tables. It is not supportive. It creates slowness. Then what is the solution? Solution is SAP HANA memory capability. So SAP HANA provides a columnar database in which you can store your data in the columnar form rather than the relational database model. Now, based on this technology, SAP has come up with the Simple Finance, in which instead of saving all this data on different tables, what they have done is they have created a single table and they named it as a single source of truth. This means till now the data was stored in multiple tables and you need to reconcile this data every time. So you need to make sure that your line item tables matches with your totals table. So these are all reconciliation exercise that we were doing till now. So in order to avoid this, what SAP has done is they have used the capability of SAP HANA and they came up with a single table. They called it as a single source of truth and universal journal entry. So this table includes all the data which was stored till now in different tables. I'll show you, I have one PPT in this demo session also. So this is one of the benefit. So it has simplified the data models. Instead of saving the data in different tables, SAP has come up with a simpler approach in which the data will be saved in one table, so that extracting the data for reporting will be very easy. So till now, if the report was taking, let's say, 10 minutes to generate, now it will not take even half a minute. This is again, it depends on the reports. It depends on the tables, how much tables are impacted when you are taking the report. Second is time-consuming reconciliation. As I told you,
so hi, Gaurav.
Today, yeah.
Gaurav, I have one quick question. So you mean to say in Simple Finance for FI, CO, everything there is only one table altogether?
There is one table for line items.
One table for all line items for FI, CO,
all line
everything.
Items. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and for FI, CO, material ledger, COPA.
So and then you do you have any totals table? No totals tables at all.
No, we don't have any totals table because that is the main benefit of Simple Finance. They don't have any aggregation. They don't have any totals table now. So FAGL, FlexStar, FlexT, everything has been removed.
Oh, okay. So it's one table for all line items. Okay, got it. Thanks.
Yeah. Okay. So again, time-consuming reconciliation. So as I told you, till now, CO was completely different module. So whatever data you were entering in FI, it was going through the CO module, and then there was a reconciliation. In the new general ledger accounting, there was a real-time integration, but again, you need to have the reconciliation. Like sometimes you need to check whether your FI is reconciling with your CO, or maybe FI is reconciling with your material ledger or COPA, because these were all totally different things. COPA has different set of tables. ML has, material ledger has different group of tables. Similarly, controlling has another tables. So what they have done is, when I said they have created a single table, so all the data will be stored in a single table. So there is no need to reconcile now. So this table, which I'm talking about, the line item table, has more than 360 fields, which includes all the information from all different tables which are present till now. Okay, and the third benefit is high cost of operations. So till now there was high cost of operations. Operations means when you do operations, this means you need to provide the training to your team to do the transaction, and at the same time you need to have the trained user, and the you need to have the infrastructure also. So you need to purchase the servers, you need to purchase the application licenses, and you need to provide the training, which is not very easy. If you want to provide the training of SAP to the end user, it is normally not very easy. So you need to spend money on that also. But now it has become very easy because of the new user interface called as SAP Fiori. So SAP Fiori is again one of the new functionality of SAP, which will help to make the SAP transactions user friendly. So you don't need to invest much money on trainings now, because every person will be having his own role and he will be only authorized to run that particular transactions, and that too on the any device. Like he can do these transactions on mobile also, which was not present earlier. Similarly, as I told you, the infrastructure cost, the cost of server, the cost of hardware. Now SAP has given the option of cloud, like you can rent or lease the services rather than buying it. So if you don't have budget to buy SAP server, if you don't have budget to buy SAP licenses, you can always ask SAP to provide you the licenses for renting. Like you can just rent your server and it will be placed at the it will not be at your premises, it will be at the SAP's premises. So this is again one of the benefit which will reduce the cost of operations. Again, the last point, cost of infrastructure that we talked about. So this were mainly for this is just the snapshot. There must be more than these benefits, but these are the main benefits which SAP Simple Finance has coped up with. So this is the current architecture. So I'm talking about the architecture till new general ledger accounting. So you can see the data is stored in multiple components, multiple tables are updated for single transaction, and huge effort is required for reconciliation. So you can see here the general ledger is in between. So whatever transactions you do in COPA, they are updated in general ledger, but you need to have a tight reconciliation here. Similarly, in material ledger, you need to have the tight reconciliation between material ledger and general ledger. Asset accounting, there are a lot of instances when you see the asset accounting balance is not matching with your general ledger accounting, and you need to run these reports again and again to make sure that this is always reconciled with your general ledger. Similarly, controlling. So till now, the lot of effort was invested in reconciling all these modules, all these components within SAP. And the new architecture will look like this. So it is called as a universal journal entry, and it takes the best of all the worlds. This means COPAS, controlling, material ledger, we are telling this, we are calling all of them as a different worlds, and we are taking the best out of all that fields into one single table called as universal journal. So whatever was saved in the table related to GLs, they will come into universal journal. Whatever was saved in the tables related to COPA, it will again come to the universal journal. But make sure this table is only for the line items. The BKPF table will remain as it is. BKPF table is untouched. Even BSEG table is untouched. So BSEG and BKPF are the tables which will remain untouched, and other most of the tables are removed. And they are removed means what will happen to the reports which are already created on that tables. So for example, you have already created some reports based on BSIK, BSAK. What will happen to that reports? It will not be impacted. The reason is SAP will remove these tables, but they will create the views with the same name. So when query will be like, if you are generating any report, data will be collected from the views instead of the table. But you have to make sure that if you have written anything on that table, because we normally don't store any data, they are temporary. So for example, if you have written any code which is updating your tables called as BSIK. So you need to make sure that this code has to be amended, because BSIK is not a table anymore and it will not store any data. So this is a structure which will the simple finance will have. So everything will be stored in a single, all the line items will be stored in a single table, which will help in taking the data, generating the reports, and it will ultimately result in the fast closing.
Gaurav?
Going forward, yeah.
Before you change to the next screen, you said BKPF and BSEG will remain?
Yeah.
So what? So isn't it duplicate, like you're having a universal journal as well as BSEG and BKPF?
No, it will not be duplicate, because BKPF is a header table and we are talking about a line level table here. But your question is valid for BSEG and universal ledger, right?
Yes. Yes, yes.
Yeah. So BSEG for some time, I am 100% sure BSEG is also going to be removed. But for some time, I think they are still working on that, because BSEG is a core table. They cannot remove it completely. But at whatever the simple finance add in 2.0, they have still not removed this table. It is kept as it is. So it is a duplication of data in BSEG and universal journal. You are right. But again,
okay,
it is duplication of data. It is stored in BSEG also and universal journal also. But still, if you create new reports now, you will always redirect to the universal journal, not to the BSEG.
Okay, got it. Is it the same with other things? When
Have I answered your query?
BSIS, BSIAK, BSI, all those things?
Yeah, all open items tables. No. It is
all those tables will remain.
No. BSEG will only remain.
Okay.
BSEG will be table. Rest of the tables will be converted into HANA views.
Okay, got it.
You know what is? I don't know how many of you are technical who know the difference between the table and the view. Table is something which stores the data. So BSEG will still store some data. But BSAK, this will be removed as a table and they will be created as a views. Views means they are temporary tables. They don't store any data. The data will come on the runtime. So it is just like a query. When you use that view, it will generate some code and it will take the data from different tables. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So going forward, yeah. Thank you. So going forward, let's talk about the deployment options. Like some company has decided that, okay, we are ready for going for SAP Simple Finance. So what are the deployment options? So they have these 3 deployment options. One is on premises. As I told you, premises is something which you purchase the infrastructure, you purchase the software, and you implement everything in your own premises. You are ready to bear the cost of the infrastructure, everything, and that is the reason why you have selected premises. Other option is on cloud. Like instead of buying all these licenses, instead of buying all this infrastructure, you asked SAP or maybe some another vendor to give you some space on rent, give you some infrastructure on rent. So this will not be present in your premises, but it will be outsourced to someone else. What you will get out of it is, because you don't need to buy the infrastructure, you don't need to buy the licenses, it will be only on rent, so cost will be reduced. Third is hybrid, means both, like some important features you want to keep premises and some of the features you want to keep it on cloud. For example, if you have different servers, for example, let's take an example of BPC, let's take an example of BW. So you can decide, okay, my main ECC will remain as it is, and my another servers like BPC and all, I can keep it on cloud. So it depends, like it depends on the company which they want to keep it on premises and which they want to move it to cloud. So these are just the advantages of all the 3 deployment options I talked about. So when it is on premises, company is having full control because they can make any configuration, they can make any modification. Disadvantages are the huge investment that you need to make to purchase the software as well as hardware. company has to invest more on training because it will be maintained by your internal staff. When you are on cloud, so advantages are like the low infrastructure cost, and it is continuously upgraded by SAP or maybe some another vendor, and you don't need to invest on the employees to make it updated. And the disadvantages are customer will have no control for any modifications because it will be totally controlled from SAP. Hybrid, as I told you, it is mix of both. It depends on the company if they want to keep completely on premise or completely on cloud. Completely on cloud, yeah, let me tell you, this completely cloud is still not available. SAP is also working on that. So some of the functionalities are saying they have to take something on premises. These are the adoption scenarios. So this is very important to understand. So let's say this is a company which is having their different servers. They have their different SAP ERP systems, and they want to move to SAP Simple Finance. Now they have one option. They have actually three options. First of all is they can migrate each and every server to Simple Finance. So again, for Simple Finance, they have three different landscapes. Another option is, instead of creating three different landscapes, let's consolidate everything and move it to one single server. So currently, let's say they are using new GL, classical GL, whatever it is, they will upgrade or move to a single server using Simple Finance. Third option is the central finance system. I'm going to talk about the central finance system in my next slide. So it is like this. Let's say my client has this infrastructure today. They have finance.
Excuse me, which slide you are right now?
Okay. So one option is I'm on central finance solution.
I can see only right now hybrid as a deployment option. After that, it is not moving. That's right. It's
okay. Let me share this screen.
Yeah, I think you need to restart.
Okay. Can you see now?
No.
No, it's not it. Not it. Still same.
Appearing now?
No.
Is coming adoption scenarios?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So I think when I was talking about this slide, you were not with me. So let me explain this once again. So I was talking about this is my current scenario in which there are different ERP systems. So for example, I have different boxes. For example, let's say if I have three different companies and all three companies are using their three different instances. So they are not on the single server, they are on different servers. So I have the option of moving them all to Simple Finance with different servers. So each and every company will be on Simple Finance, but again on different servers. So this is one of the adoption scenario. Second scenario is in which instead of creating three different servers once again, let them consolidate and make a single server for all. And this will be enabled by SAP HANA. And third option is central finance system. The central finance system I am going to explain in my next slide. Okay. So central finance system is...
Gaurav, sorry, what is the third option you had mentioned?
Third option is central finance, which I'm talking about right now.
Okay.
So this slide will explain you the third option. Okay.
Okay.
So let's take an example. Like I have a client where they have 3 different SAP servers installed, and they all 3 are independent. One of them is using classical GL, other is using new GL, and third one, let's say, is also using a new GL. And they also have 2 different servers which are non-SAP servers. They are using some another ERP, but now they have decided, okay, let's do all our reporting on a single platform on Simple Finance. So this is the third option. Instead of migrating, upgrading each and every server, what you can do is you can carry on the operations as it is. So you are not going to touch your existing servers. They will remain as it is. But I'll create an interface and I'll create another new server for reporting purpose. So whenever I'm going to do any transaction in my first server, it will automatically replicate it to the central server. Similarly, second server will also replicate to the same server. Third server will also replicate to the same server. And even non-SAP servers will also replicate everything to the central server. So what will happen is, there will be no need to provide anybody training on the new platform. You don't need to upgrade each and every server. They will remain as it is. This is called as non-disruptive. This is one of the benefit which is provided by SAP. So if your landscape is already very complicated, okay, you have different servers for different purpose. So you don't need to change anything on your existing servers. Instead of that, create a separate server called as Central Finance System, which will be enabled by SAP HANA, which will have Simple Finance installed on it. And what it will do is it will take the data from each and every server, and you can do the reporting in your central server. So you can see here, this is my SAP R3 system. This is my non-SAP system. So everything is transported through this SAP Landscape Transportation Replication Server to SAP Simple Finance add-on. So everything, Central Finance Accounting Interface, Business Mapping, everything is going through the Universal Journal Entry into the SAP HANA database. So the Central Finance System is mainly used where there is very complicated structure and you do not want to touch anything. You just want a sandwich, you just do the reporting. And this is exactly what we have seen in the last. This is just written in the theory. So with this feature, you can transition to SAP Simple Finance without disruption to your current system landscape. You don't need to touch your existing system at all. You just need to create a new server and you just need to take the data, replicate the data from this server to your new Central Finance server. So Central Finance allow you to create a common reporting structure, but when you are transporting data from your one server to the central server, you must map the accounting entities. Then only you will get the proper reporting. Okay, and in the local system, the financial accounting postings typically result in 2 documents because it is not using Simple Finance. So FI document is separate, CO document is separate, but when it will be replicated to the central system, it will be saved as a single document in the Universal Journal Entry. So even you are not touching your current architecture, still you are getting the benefit of Simple Finance for your reporting. This is the logic behind creation of this Central Finance solution. So I think this is what I prepared for today's demo. Yeah, any questions?
Yeah, what is a prerequisite to adopt the central finance? Like if there any organization having different ERP system, still they can also go with the central finance,
Okay.
or they have to in the SAP?
They have to be on SAP HANA. See, it is like this. If they want to go for Simple Finance, maybe today they are see, first of all, some customer wants to go on Simple Finance. First of all, there are 2 questions. Is he already using SAP or not? If he is not using SAP, he can directly purchase a new server which is already on SAP HANA which already has simple finance activated on it. So he can just go and use this server. Another option is for existing customers who are already using SAP. So if they are already using SAP, there are three options. They are using classical GL accounting, or maybe new GL accounting, or maybe they are already on HANA, but they have not implemented simple finance, right? So the prerequisite is, first of all, if you want to activate simple finance, you have to be on SAP HANA platform. If you are not on SAP HANA platform, you cannot migrate to simple finance.
Okay.
So let's say company is using classical GL accounting. So what we have to tell them is, first you have to go on SAP HANA platform, and then only I can activate simple finance for you.
Let's say if any company using the Oracle and they want to use SAP through central finance, so will it be possible?
Yeah, it is possible. Yeah, it is possible. So you have to create a separate instance, separate server for simple finance, and you have to create this replication settings. Whatever data will be maintained in Oracle, they have to be mapped for SAP also. So whenever any posting is done in Oracle, it will directly replicate the same posting in SAP using simple finance, which will update your universal journal entry.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Gaurav, I have a question.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I see that, like, in the market now, there is not much talk about simple finance being implemented. So any idea when SAP is stopping support, when is is it mandatory? Like now, if a new company wants to implement simple finance, SAP, SAP finance module. So is SAP implementing only simple finance, or they're giving an option to implement other the regular ECC, FIO?
Yeah.
Stop the ECC, FICO and make it mandatory for simple finance. So any idea about when, the picture about what's happening?
Yeah, currently they are not stopping you to implement the existing ERP ECC. You can there is not any restriction on implementing only simple finance, but they have already announced that the support for R3 and the earlier versions will be stopped from SAP by 2025. So if a new customer is implementing, they have to make sure that this support will not be available for 2025. So it will be always a better idea to go directly for simple finance rather than implementing R3 now and after 2-3 years again plan for migrating to simple finance, because it will be much easier.
Okay, got it. But until 2025, any company can implement the ECC also.
No, it is not until 2025. It is the question of support. Till when SAP is going to support the product? Maybe they stop giving this product also after 2 years, because it is now it is completely new product. It is around 5 to 6 months now that SAP has launched this product, Simple Finance. So as I told you, it is doing a lot of they are adding a lot of functionalities into it. They already have the plans till the third quarter of 2016. So they already are planning that this will be released in this particular quarter. This will be released in this particular quarter. So once they are done with all these implementations, they definitely will try to close whatever was given to the customers till now. But again, see, if they are not also stopping, nobody will like to purchase the old products at the same time.
That's right. Gaurav, in this training, do you provide any material? Of course, study material might not be required, but at least do we get, like, whatever you are taught now, right? Do we get the recording for future reference?
Yeah, recording I think you will be get, but again, this is I think administrative question, because this answer will be provided to you by organizer. But I think if recordings, I think you will get. Apart from recordings, I will also provide you the PDFs which I create by my own, because see, there are a lot of material which is available on the internet, but you need to work on that material, because you cannot directly refer all this material. You will not get any understanding out of it. So you have to frame that in the right manner. So that exactly what I'm going to do. I have already done for some of the topics. So I'm going to provide you that material.
Okay.
So
So
Gaurav,
one
my
technical question, Gaurav. Sorry.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Ravindra.
yeah, my name is Ravindra Gaurav. So
yeah.
we need to know completely SAP theory to work on simple finance.
No, 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 no. It is this SAP Simple Finance will just cover the overview of SAP Fiori because it is one of the benefit. We are talking about that it will reduce the cost of your operations. So what exactly it is SAP Fiori? We are just going to talk about simple what SAP how SAP Fiori looks like. But you don't need to know SAP Fiori at all because SAP Fiori is totally different module. It is a technical module rather than the functional.
So where exactly, like, suppose if you see ECC6, right? We configure all the FSO module and ECC6 easy access, right? But
Mhm.
in simple finance, where exactly we work on? In this SAP Fiori or something?
Same server will be also be available. There will be two servers, not two servers actually. There will be two screens. One same ECC till now, whatever you are using, that will also be available, and another screen will be available, which is called as a Fiori screen.
Oh, in SAP easy access, look like the screen look like SAP easy access. Is it for the SAP
Same.
simple finance?
Just,
No.
just, just
Okay.
give me a minute. Let me show if I can show you that screen also, because I was just working on that. Let me share that screen. So I'll show you both the screens how it will look like.
Hmm.
Hello, Gaurav.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah. Oh, before that, can you see the screen now? SAP
Yeah.
screen.
Yes.
So
I
this
have.
is
Oh
like
yeah.
this. See, Simple Finance. SAP Simple Finance add-on for SAP Business Report by SAP HANA. So this screen will remain as it is. There will be new functionalities, of course, but there will be some new transaction codes. There will be some transaction codes which are removed, but this screen will be very similar. Apart from this screen, there will be another screen here. Let me show you that screen also. Yeah. See, this is a HANA screen. Sorry, this is a Fiori screen. It will open in your Internet Explorer.
So we need to load SAP GUI for this again, simply for simple finance. I have to get this
Yeah, you
screen.
have to load because yes.
Okay.
There is some technical settings that will be done by your basis team or maybe the person who is working on SAP Fiori. So he need to install all this in your PC and then only you will be able to use this.
Gaurav.
Yeah,
Hello. I have one question.
yeah.
So, can a company say that, is theory is it an option or is it mandatory when you're doing when you're going with HANA and Simple Finance? So, if a company
SAP
says I don't want, yeah,
SAP is providing Fiori as an add-in. So you don't need to see, as per my idea, they don't charge anything for this. So
okay,
it is always a better idea to use. So they are
okay.
providing
And
this
one
as a
more,
package.
okay. So one more thing, Gaurav, currently with SAP, you said the journal, the table has all the line items for FICO and all that. How about other
Yeah,
modules, project systems,
yeah, that
MMSD,
exactly. Yeah, that exactly I talked about. They have currently launched Simple Finance. They are still working on Simple Logistics.
Mhm. So if a company
So,
is actually implementing Simple Finance now,
mhm.
so they have to have a separate system for other modules and have this system for Simple Finance, right? Instance.
Not necessary. They can use the same server. Simple Finance will use a separate table, which will be
Okay.
unified to the single table. Rest of the tables, whatever with the tables in SD, MM, TS, they will remain as it is.
Okay. Okay.
So this is
Any
for
other
your screen, right?
queries? Yeah, this is Fiori screen. This is just an example. So it will be user based. Like the user who will log into this screen, he will see the transactions which are only applicable to him. So these are all like our apps, mobile apps.
Krishna, make me organizer.
Yeah.
Organizer check, Krishna.
Okay. So in the moment if you want to use SAP Simple Finance in the mobile, you have to use PRA. Otherwise, in the on-premise, you have to use SAP Easy Access. That's right, right?
Yes.
And Gaurav, what are the topic you are going to cover? Like you complete simple finance and complete migration and
I have shown that in my first slide. I think you were not available at that time. Just a
yeah,
minute.
I joined late. Sorry. If you can show
Okay.
me now.
I started with that actually.
Okay.
Let me share this screen with you. Can you see this PPT now?
No. Yeah. Now it's coming.
Yeah. So this will be the topics. We are going to see. We are going to spend around 1 or 2 sessions on basic idea about what is SAP HANA and then what is S4HANA. What are the benefits out of it? Then we are going to see the scope and impact of simple finance. So this was just the glimpse. Like one of the benefit is universal journal. Similarly, there are different benefits like integrated planning, cash management. So we are going to see what are the benefits of simple finance. Then we are going to understand the prerequisites for migration. Then the configuration of system in migration. Like if you want to migrate the system, you need to do some configurations before that. So that we are, so basically if I divide this course, it is first of all the understanding, basic understanding what exactly is simple finance. Second will be the migration. Like if you are already present on some R3 system and you want to migrate, what are the steps involved, what are the prerequisites. Once that is also done, then you need to configure the new functionalities. So this is the entire structure of our course. Migration plus configuration of the new functionalities.
Okay.
So Gaurav, what is the duration of this course?
Duration, see, it depends. It is not on the days. It is around 30 hours. So it depends how much time we are giving in the week, but it will take around 30 hours.
And
So
one more question, Gaurav.
Sorry.
Yeah,
so
one more question.
yeah, you go ahead.
1 second, Ravinder.
Yeah, go ahead.
1 second. So, as a consultant perspective for an FSCO consultant, how much complicated that we have to learn this simple finance compared to FSCO module? So, is there anything that is new, like a new GL has been added? So, like that, is there anything that is new specific to the simple ledger as a consultant perspective?
See, you are talking about the complexity of the new functionality, right? You are
Complexity of the
talking about how
complexity.
complex
What
it
is
will be.
new in configuring?
What is new configuration? There are some new configurations. Like as I told you, general ledger accounting, there has been the change in the ledger approach. So earlier we were not assigning our ledger to our company codes. There is one new concept called as appendix ledger. So there are some different settings which are new in general ledger accounting. Similarly, asset accounting has completely changed. There is a lot of change in asset accounting. They now called this asset accounting as new asset accounting. Everything has been changed in asset accounting, even the depreciation areas, everything.
Okay.
Similarly, management accounting, as I told you, there is not much of change. Again, the table has been changed, so it will there will be separate configuration. Like earlier, we were not configuring document types for controlling. Now we need to configure the document types also because you can directly post the document only in controlling. If you don't want to, normally what you do in controlling is you repost, but now you have the option of creating a new document also in controlling, and that will also go in ACDoc. ACDoc is table of universal journal entry, and now the GL, like earlier there was separate master data for GL and cost element. Now it is clubbed together. So even if you want to create a secondary cost element, it will again considered as a GL. So there are a lot of changes actually. See, from the function, I can tell you, like if you are already a finance or CEO consultant and this is an opportunity for you. Even I have taken this challenge. Some 3 months, 4 months back, I have taken this challenge, and I asked my management to provide me the opportunity to work on this, because if you are FI and CEO consultant, and if you know this simple finance, I am telling you, in another 2 years there will be a huge demand for simple finance consultant.
Okay.
So it is same like earlier. If you see today also, there are a lot of job openings which say the consultant should know new general ledger accounting, or he should have worked on the migration of classical to new general ledger accounting. It is very similar to that. So around 8 years back, when new GLS came, there was a lot of demand for a consultant who has worked on the migration of new GLS. Similarly, this will create a demand.
How much is the role for migration from new general ledger to simple finance for FSCO role? So is there any major role that we have to play in migration?
See, if you compare it with classical to new ledger, it is very simpler, because
Correct.
most of the things are taken care by SAP itself. But you need to know the screens, you need to know the steps, and very importantly, you need to know the preparation steps, because it is very easy to go and activate simple finance, but you need to know what are the preparations that you need to do before activating simple finance, because once you have activated simple finance, you cannot roll back. So I think 1 month or maybe more than 1 month is only the exercise to prepare the data so that you can migrate to simple finance. So your functional skills will come here. I will not say your configuration skills. Configuration is very simple. You can take a document and you can do the configuration, even for FI and C also. But you need to understand why you are doing this configuration. What is the business requirement you are going to serve through this configuration? So that will play an important role here.
Correct. Mm. So you have been involved in all these parts of your project, like
Yeah,
migration.
I'm currently involved. I'm still working on it, and I'm expecting, because see, again, I'm telling you, this is a very new module, and there are lot of enhancements, functionalities, new functionalities that are going to come in the next 2 to 3 quarters. So when you are aware of all these functionalities, you can directly, I can show you, like, there are some good SAP sites where you can be very active, and you can learn like whatever new technologies or new functionalities are coming afterwards. So you need to understand these basic things, then only you will understand, okay, apart from this, this is the new thing which has come up in this quarter.
To cover this migration process and how the challenges that you faced in your project, and what are the configuration steps that is needed, and what are the prerequisites, that how you prepared for your migration. So you can cover all these things in your course,
Yeah,
Gaurav.
exactly. This is what I'm going to cover in this course.
Okay, okay, that's fine.
So SAP HANA is the platform and S4 HANA is
Business suite.
um, S4 HANA is the suite. SAP
Yeah,
HANA is
it
the
is like
platform.
R3. It is like R3. R3 was a business suite, and Oracle was the database till now. Now
Okay.
HANA is a database, and S4 HANA is a business suite.
Yeah. So there is a certification coming, right, for S4 HANA, but there is no certification for Simple Finance, right?
No, simple finance certification has still not come in the market. I think it will take, it is expected to come in, earlier they were telling that it will come in September 2015, but now I heard that it is expected in February 2016.
Okay.
Even S4HANA, I don't know if the certification has started coming. But S4HANA is serious. S4HANA is a business suite. You cannot say that I'm going to learn R3, because R3 is very
Correct,
big.
correct. Yeah.
Similarly,
Then we
S4HANA
have to
is
learn
also
only
very
one.
big. So, yes.
So Gaurav, how you are taking the classes? So either weekends or in the weekdays?
See, it depends on availability, like your availability plus my availability also. I don't mind taking the classes at the time which we are taking today, because I normally in my work at this time. So if you are okay with weekdays also, I can take at this time, or if you are available only on weekends, no problem, we can take the class on weekends also.
Okay.
So, Gaurav, I am ABAPer actually. I have little knowledge on the FSCO, but I wanted to go to simple finance. So, do you suggest to go for it directly, or
So you have a good knowledge of FICO or just the basic knowledge of FICO?
I mean ABAPer, right? So,
No, but
will
ABAPer
that
also there are some techno-functional
correct?
consultants. That's why I'm
Yeah,
asking.
30-40% I would say.
30-40%, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think, see, if you want to shift your career to simple finance, there is no problem because, as I told you, simple finance is one thing that will create a demand in the market. So even if you say I am a Oracle consultant and now I know how to migrate to simple finance, you will be considered because there will be the huge demand in the market. But
Yeah, people
again,
are
you are
already
a
asking.
ABAPer, yeah, you are a ABAPer also, and you have 30-40% knowledge of SAP FSE also. It will also help you to become a better ABAPer because all these tables till date you are knowing BSIK, BSIK, this will all be removed. So you can become a techno-functional consultant also. So you know ABAP already very well, and if you know simple finance, you will become a good techno-functional consultant.
Yeah, I wanted to go completely to simple finance. I don't want to work in ABAP. That's why I'm thinking what to do.
I think both the options are open for
Open.
you. Yeah.
Gaurav, I have a question. I think I raised this earlier, so maybe you would have answered. So we
Mm-hmm.
have a FICA project system, a FICA project systems. We have
Mm-hmm.
all the other modules. Yes, industry solution specific modules are there, joint venture
Right.
accounting, etc., etc. Right? So
Right.
when simple finance has, like as you said, till they come into HANA, they'll be working separately on that, as well as simple finance. Now, how about the mapping? How about the data flow? Like, isn't that complicated? So we have to take care of it?
No, I think from the different modules perspective, there will be no change as far as you are doing the process. So from SD side, whatever transactions you are doing till date, you will continue to do same. Only thing is, it will not update your normal tables. It will update another tables in simple finance. But from logistics, PS point of view, it will not. The structure is not going to change for at least 2 quarters from now till the time SAP announces that they have already started working on simple logistics. But till that time, I think there is no change as in the current structure of other modules.
Okay, got it.
Any other queries?
So you will be giving the training in SAP Easy Access, SAP Simple Finance add-on, right?
Yes, yes.
Not in Fiori.
Sorry?
Not in
No, not
Fiori.
in Fiori. Not in Fiori. Fiori will be just the basic overview. We'll see the basic overview of Fiori, like what are the benefits of Fiori, how it looks like, how it will make the life easy for the end user. But again, SAP Fiori is something a different module, so we are not going to concentrate on that. Our basic core module is simple finance. Because I am also the functional consultant, I am also not technical consultant, and I am not the right person to train you on SAP Fiori.
Gaurav, I also see cash management there in your course introduction. So
Yeah.
cash management is like you're saying, like you would be training on cash management. Currently in cash management, it's part of FSCM, right? So you have
Right.
in-house cash management, liquidity forecasting, and you also have bank communication management, something and all, like 2 or 3 topics. So would you be
Right.
covering that also?
No, see, I'm going to cover the delta part. Even in the simple finance, I'm not going to talk about how the vendor invoice is posted. I'm going to show you how it was done till now and what is the changes in simple finance structure. So when we are migrating from the classical GL accounting to simple finance, what is going to be changed in simple finance? Similarly, in cash management also, whatever is done till now, that I'm not going to cover. But what is going to be changed, I'm going to cover. So the main benefit of this simple finance cash management is it is going to consider the group cash management now, which was till date was not considered in FSCM, normal in-house cash management. But again, when we talk about the delta part, we need to know the basics of what was available earlier. So I'm not going to cover in too much of detail, but because again, otherwise what will happen is I have to cover entire FI, I have to cover entire CO, I have to cover entire FSCM, then only I can come to simple finance. So I'll just give you the overview, like till date this was happening like this, and now going forward this will happen like this, and for this we need to do this configuration, then only this delta part will become activated. So that I'm going to cover.
So if, for example, if configuring company code is very basic, but then the transaction code could be different, right? And you would still cover that like that?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. So it's just the delta part which you're covering, not the, like somebody who wants to learn SAP finance from scratch, this is not the training.
No. This is not the training for that, because it itself is a 50 hours training.
Okay.
So technically, you suggest anybody wanted to learn from scratch FSCO, better to go for current SAP FSCO, then better to go for simple finance, right? Then only will get really clear understanding.
I'll not say FICO. I will say at least whatever is his interest area, maybe FI, maybe CO, not both.
Okay.
So if you want to go for only FI, he can go for FI and then come to this course, or go for CO and then come for this course. And see, it is not a prerequisite. Only thing is you need to know what are the migration steps. Here we are not talking about the configuration and functionality much. We are only talking about the delta part. So it will be better for the functional consultant who is already a FI or CO consultant who is already working, or he may have knowledge, he has already the knowledge of FI CO, he can undergo this training. But if the consultant is completely new to FI, he don't know what is company code, he don't know what is AP, what is AR, so I think it will be very difficult for him to cope up this training.
Gaurav,
so it will be better. Yeah.
So I am an SAP FICO consultant. So so this training, I understood that if some new company has to migrate, I know how to migrate it into simple finance and how to do the delta configuration. As a SAP, as a person who has knowledge of FICO, with this training, will I also be able to implement simple finance from scratch?
Yes. The reason
because
is
I have knowledge of FICO.
Yeah, you already know FICO, so you already know how to configure the company code, you already know how to configure the AP, and I am going to cover, like till date, you are knowing that AP is like this. I am going to tell you, these are the additional benefits which are come up with simple finance. So you will be knowing AP plus delta part. So it will include your board training, and whenever a company is implementing SAP simple finance from scratch, you will be updated.
So you'll be teaching both delta configuration, delta functionality, and delta any end user part also, right?
Yes.
Okay.
See, again I'm telling you, end user part is not much of concern. The reason is the screens are not changed. FB60 will remain as it is, FB70 will remain as it is. But the part which is changed is mainly the technical part. Like for example, it will not update this table now. It will go to this table. Okay. Similarly, asset accounting. Yes, asset accounting is one thing which is changed completely. So that I'm going to cover in detail, even the end user part also.
Okay. But in otherwise, any configuration changes you'll cover in detail, right? Anywhere.
Yeah. Configuration plus migration. This is our core topics that we are going to cover in this course. And for asset accounting, even the end user.
Okay.
So, and these are the migration as well as configuration is mostly needed for simple finance consultant.
Yes.
Has to know.
Yes.
Exactly. And also I hear that in simple finance courses, in some of the materials in the internet, they are saying that some IBP is also there.
Integrated business planning.
Business planning, yeah. It is also a part of simple finance, but it is not covered in this course, I think so.
No, it is part of simple finance, but it is completely under development now. It is still not published. If you can see, it is still
IBP topic.
No, I am aware. See, there are two things. SAP has told that this will be the additional benefit, integrated business planning. Integrated business planning is nothing. Currently, if you know in SAP FI or CO, you must be doing new GL account planning, then cost center planning, profit center planning, right? So all these things will be replaced by integrated business planning. So this earlier plannings will not be available anymore, and everything will go to this new integrated business planning. But there is not any configuration, there is not any migration steps for this, because this is only for the reporting purpose. So that is the reason I have not written in this. And this IBP is in very early stage. If you see the internet, go for IBP and they will say there are a lot of improvements which are planned in this area. So unnecessarily, I don't want to put this point, and again you will say there are a lot of functionalities which we heard but they are not covered, because SAP itself is working on it.
Gaurav, just to add on to this question, so in planning there is some basic configuration like planning profile, planner profiles and all that, right? So is that covered in this simple finance or will it be in the IBP?
No, that configuration will be covered. Whichever is applicable till that will be covered.
Okay.
Okay guys, I think most of the queries are resolved. Sana, can you take over from me now?